Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team, making the watch list video for tomorrow, Thursday, September 28th. We'll get started here. There was one I was watching today that I'm going to keep on the watch list for another potential move up. Looking at ADXS. So basically, again, kind of just recapping things if you've been watching our videos. Nobody can tell you what trader that you should become. Some people are more long based, some people are more short based, or long bias, short bias. There's not one that's necessarily better or worse than another. They all have their positives and their challenges as well. But when I'm making these watch list videos, you could look at them and look for potential bullish plays and play them to go long for a pop or a break of a high a day tomorrow. Or you could let the patterns form and look to short them on the way down. That's really totally up to you and your decision. Again, we send these alerts out. They're not necessarily buy alerts. They're more of just areas when they're breaking key areas of support and resistance that you want to keep an eye on and take a look at. I am practicing myself. I've been really short bias for a while, so now I'm kind of retraining myself to become a little bit more long bias practicing. So again, when I'm making these videos, like I've been saying to you guys, I don't profess to be the greatest trader in the world. I'm just letting you kind of basically look over my shoulder as I'm learning. The more that we learn, the more we're able to give back to you guys. And obviously, that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to keep this movement going and just need everybody's participation, not only with just helping each other out in the group and everything, but also, we are a donation-based community. If you'd like to donate to us, we would greatly appreciate it. It helps us to keep growing. Again, these watch list videos, these take me at least an hour and a half, never mind, probably about 45 minutes to record them, then, half hour to 45 minutes to download them, reproduce them, then send out the nightly watch list. So this takes about an hour and a half every single night to do. Again, I'm doing it for myself, but it's a very valuable service to give these to you guys like an alert. It's basically almost like an alert service. Actually, I'd make the argument that it's almost a little bit better than paying for somebody else's alert service, because we're not telling you exactly what trade to get into because if you've been watching my latest videos, you don't want to be in somebody else's alert service. You don't want to pay for those types of services, because when you're in another company or leader's alert service, or you're getting into their same trades, remember, it's very important to remember this. By the time they call out the trade to their followers, they already have a position, all right? When they call out that they've exited the trade, they've already exited it. So basically, they have their entry, they promote it to their group gets in. Once they get their profit target, the leader or the company gets out, then they call the sell order out to their followers, and then it's kind of a mad dash or a scramble for them to get out of the same position. It's not a wrong thing to do. I mean, that's just basically how the stock market works and how these trade rooms work. But if you're a newbie, that's not what you want to do. It creates this false impression that trading's easy and all you got to do is copy someone else's trades. But that's probably one of the most detrimental ways to learn trading. We started off that way too, joining alert services and stuff like that. But it takes away the most important thing, and that's becoming your own trader. It's taking responsibility for every trade that you make, and that's the most important thing. There's no easy way around hard work. Trading is hard work, and there is no quick fix. So I'm telling you, if you're a newbie and you're listening to this, I can't stress it to you enough. You don't want to get in somebody else's trades. It's just going to hurt you in the long run. So basically what we're doing here is you're just looking over the shoulder. You're actually seeing the things that I'm going to look for. Basically, when I'm setting these alerts up, you look at them and input them into your own brokerage account or however you want to do that. And then you're able to be prepared for tomorrow morning. So you're looking at some ones that may potentially, when I do a watch list, may potentially pop, or they may not. But you'll see a lot of the alerts have been triggering. Sometimes they'll trigger within the first 2 or 3 minutes, then they crash down, and then sometimes they make a nice run up. That's why you also want to look at my trade ideas that I post every morning, the watch list, pick a handful out of those as well, and just watch them. So watch some of the ones from what I do from the watch list here tonight, and then the ones in the morning, and then you watch them. But a lot of times they don't move. A lot of times someone will pop, some of these stocks will pop up on Trade Idea Scanner, and that's why it's important to eventually, when you can afford it, if you're on a budget, purchase Trade Ideas. Again, we have a 15% community discount. The link's below, the promo code's below. Until then, use our watch list, look at our pre-market watch list. But when you can afford a live scanner, it's extremely important to get. But again, all this to say, these alerts are very valuable to have. They do pop every single day. There's at least a handful that go up, some 10 cents, some 3 or 4 cents, and then some 20, 30, 40, 50 cents. So if you've been paying attention lately, you'll be seeing that a lot of them fire off. Now, again, this is all about you practicing and learning, if you're a new trader, how to do this yourself, how to get in and out of trades yourself, not copy what we offer. Again, we have a trade room, we talk in there and everything too, but our trade room is more about collaborating. We're not like pumping up stocks. We're not doing anything like that. We're all about helping each other, talking, learning, letting everybody participate, so that Tim and Dan and myself are not necessarily the ones that are the focus. We're allowing other people to share in there and make it more collaborative, so it's not turning into, again, we ideally don't want to turn into a chat room of like, hey, jump into our trade and jump out of it. Would it benefit us to do that? I mean, absolutely. If we told you what trade, if we get our position and then call out a trade into our group, which, our Skype chat room right now has over 500 people in it. So 50 or 100 people got into the same trade as us. It's just going to push the price of the stock up. And then when we get out of it, we call the trade out to you guys. Many of you guys are going to get burnt and lose money. That's just the way it is. But we'd make money. So it would be more beneficial to us to do that, but we don't want to do that type of alert service. We ideally want to just teach people the proper ways to trade. And the most important thing to realize is it takes a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort. It takes months, if not years, to be a good trader, especially day trading. And unfortunately, there's just no way around it. So again, just kind of recapping and saying, just trying to drum that into you guys, especially if you're new watching this. I'm basically, again, letting you look over my shoulder as I'm making these watch list videos, looking at support and resistance. But I may look and see something that's totally different than you. I might see a breakout, you might see a breakdown, or I might see a breakdown coming and you might see a breakout. So when I'm doing these alerts, you're going to decide whether it's something that you potentially want to take it bullish and go along with it, or you might want to take it and see, okay, I'm going to let the pattern form, I'll let the breakout happen, and then take it as a reversal for a potential short down. Again, there's not necessarily a right or a wrong way to do it. So I'm going to focus right now, not to make it so confusing, I'm going to more show, again, because I'm practicing myself more on doing longs, because I've been more short bias, so I'm taking the next week or two and just really practicing going long. So when I do my alerts, I'm not going to necessarily put a lot of support lines or alerts going down right now. I'm just going to focus on them going up. And then eventually I'll probably go back to adding them both or doing it a different way. But it's a bullish market that we're in right now. The market broke all-time highs again today. So I'm just sticking on putting bullish plays and going for scalps. Don't get too greedy. So ADXS, you'll see this finished right below a $half amount. Again, remember, whole and $half amounts are psychological support and resistance areas. That's something very important to take a look at. So you'll see this finished kind of close to the high of the day here today. Kind of close to it. But you'll see right now, tomorrow, you want to watch if this is going to go and break 459, which is the high of day today. Maybe I'll just move that right over to... Sometimes it's hard. The mouse is very sensitive. I think it's 458-ish area. And I'm going to put an alert right there to see if it breaks 458. If it breaks 458, I'd be very careful at this 13 EMA here of around 492. I might move it down a little bit. Yeah, right around there, 493. That's resistance, so be careful. Watch if sellers come in or if the buyers keep it going to break 5. That's why watching level 2 and time and sales is really important. There's no easy way to teach that. It just takes a long time of just practicing and watching. Level 2, it moves very rapidly. So you got to determine again what type of trader you are. Are you looking to get in the first few minutes, get out, and let it go really crazy, or are you going to wait for a pattern to form? I'm more of a pattern guy, so I don't really like jumping in when like these low floaters are absolutely crazy in the first 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not a huge fan of that. Me personally, I like to let the pattern form. So that's why I kind of like a 5-minute chart where I can let the pattern form. And so I'll see something like this. You'll see a big bull flat or a big flagpole followed by a couple candlesticks down. This is a flag. I really like this pattern a lot because this is kind of easily definable. And then once the next 5-minute candlestick that goes and breaks this one right here, you can get in and potentially take it long and then ride the 13 EMA. So again, you want to look at entries on like a 1-minute chart and see, when, let me see this one right here. You'll see, where is that over here? Kind of right over in this area here. So that was that flagpole, kind of came back up. It bounced off the 20. Now again, it gets a little choppy sometime in here. So sometimes you can get a quick scalp up. You'll see this candlestick went a little bit nutty, but it's still above the 13 EMA. And if you can ride through some of the choppiness of it, you keep this one as a stop loss, like right below this one. You'll see it went up and came right down, right here. So the low of this candle. So when you got in this candle and waited for it to break, well, your stop would have been the low of this candle. It didn't break down. It kind of stayed and went up. So you could see right here, you could have gotten in maybe around a little bit over, 405 and rode it even up to, 420-ish area and then let it pull back if you wanted and kind of go from there. My point being is I personally like to let the patterns form, but it's all of a matter of what you're most comfortable with. And it's all about getting the scalps and not getting too greedy. So ADX will be on the watch list. Let me go up here to scan. Let me do load. I have a few different scans. I'm trying to stick with ones that are under 100 million shares outstanding because anything above that, they tend to be kind of really slow. Let me just see right here. There was potential 25 plays there. Let me see if this, with 300,000 shares, if that changes anything. Yeah, my computer's slow right now. I'm going to stick with the 500,000. You want to have volume because you got to be careful with these ones. Now, sometimes they can get the volume towards the end of the day. So I am going to keep this one up just for right now. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to just, again, I practice and I do, I just change things up a little bit. But again, it stocks between $1 and $10. I have minimum 500,000 here. Some people put 300,000. It's just really all up to you. A lot of volume helps to, continue a potential breakout into the next day potentially. So, but you want a lot of volume when the market opens on these because otherwise these things get kind of tied up and they don't really move, or they'll get weird spreads, and you got to be very careful. So BLPH, let's take a look at this one. That one is going to go on the watch list. I'm going to go over here to DOS again, adding ones on here. I like to make sure they're not garbage, like 5-cent spread ones. I hate those ones. I'll show you over here. If it says like S5.C, that's one of those 5-cent spread ones, and I don't like those. I don't like getting caught up in those and being down 5 cents right off the bat. BLPH, S means shortable. So this is just, and if you see a S here, it means it's shortable. If you don't see an S at all, it means it's not shortable. If you see an S 5.C, it means 5-cent increments. And then if you see anything else, it might be a restriction. So I'll show you if I see anything that pops up. But basically, I want to see if BLPH will break $1.30. Create an alert on that. Over $1.30. Be careful, whole and $half amount. So I'd be careful, you know, see obviously if it can break above this 133 area, see if it stops there at all. You can see crazy looking wicks. You got to be careful of those. They could really trap you. You see they can kind of get trapped in here, which I don't really like. I don't like when stocks do that. There's too many crazy candle wicks, like things like this. I don't like these. And you can see this is a stock that seems to be known for doing this. So I don't like a lot of that. So I'm not going to put that on the watch list. REXX. I am going to put that one on the watch list for a potential break of $3. You want to keep an eye on it. Kind of pulled back towards the end of the day, but it was kind of climbing, heading upwards. So you want to see if it's going to break. I want to see it break $3. So I'd be careful around $3. See if it's going to go and bounce off of that and fall back down. But obviously, if it breaks above 289, the really important one is for it to break over $3. So I actually might put the alert around 298. So I'll put REXX. It's a low floater. This one could move. And it looks like it was kind of gaining some steam at the end of the day. So REXX I will put on the watch list. IMNP, nope. Look at that one. Went all the way up pre-market and then just crashed, fell all the way back down. ASTC, nope. NETE, no. Don't like it. MGTI. This one definitely go on the watch list. Be careful of this one. This one got like some type of SEC kind of thing recently. I don't know what it was. This is one of those Bitcoin type of stocks. So you want to see this one right here. Ideally, I want to see if this thing's going to break $3. So I'm going to put $3. I'm going to put an alert. Let's say around 298 or 97. Now this one could fly. You'll see it's been going up like crazy. You know, see like a nice bull flag here. Potential breakout. You want to see it break above $3. If it goes above $3, this thing could fly. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on. So MGTI. ADXS, yeah, I already put that on. NEON. What do I think about that one? Potentially. Let me go over here again and take a look at this. MGTI. That is a good one. Let me take a look at NEON. I'm on the fence with this one. NEON. Potentially. Don't love it for all those, for all of you guys that like when I say that. I don't love it, but it's one to potentially put on the watch. Let's see if it'll break above 133. Then obviously be careful around the 150s. be careful right there around 142 around that 13 or that 200 SMA. So put an alert at 133. NEON. Again, if you've been watching my videos, what I do is I take ones that I like and I kind of put them like in importance of ones that I like. So I kind of have this watch list so that I kind of set up. So like I do the watch list, I input it into Thinkorswim like this, and I have a multi-grid. You'll see a 5-minute chart set up. So I'll kind of zoom in the morning. I'll do this. I'll put the ones I like the most towards the top, the ones I maybe like the least towards the bottom. You'll see I have the alerts kind of set up, and then I watch the patterns form, and then I'll use DOS over here. I have a different one set up where I'll trade here in the morning. This is the trading montage with level 2 and time and sales. I don't really like their charts very much. So I usually I'm still trying to train myself to look at DOS charts over Thinkorswim so I can look at one chart. So I'm still practicing in that. So stay tuned. I'll make some DOS videos and stuff down the road. DOS is just basically, it's the platform. It's a platform that you can use with brokers like Interactive Brokers or Speed Trader or Centerpoint, and I use Interactive Brokers. So this is what I do. I have my chart set up like this, and then what I do in the morning is I'll have I have this over here. So I'll take some of the trade ideas ones that I like that have a lot of the volume, and I'll have an SPX chart. I'll take a look at /ES in the morning, which is the future, see if it's potentially an up or a down day. I'll take, again, the ones that have a lot of volume or look like they might be the potential breakout more immediately with the volume and trade ideas, or see what other ones are on the watch list from tomorrow that might have volume. I'll kind of put them over here and I watch over here. And then the other ones I just kind of let run a little bit, because sometimes the nightly watch list ones might take a half hour, 45 minutes to gain some volume and form the patterns. But then when I see a pattern I like, again, I pull up in DOS and then potentially do trade. But I suggest, like, if you're new, just open up a virtual account, with Thinkorswim and just practice with these alerts, practice getting in and out of trades, make hundreds of practices over at least a few months minimum before you even think about trading with real money, and make sure that you're tracking your gains and your successes so that you have a good history before trading with real money. VERU. Kind of went up, pulled back at $3. This might be a decent short. Normally, I would look at this one as a short. Again, I'm actually trying to discipline myself, at least for a week or two, just to kind of just practice more longing. But my short side of me really likes this one. So just to tell you, as I see this here, watch this for tomorrow if you want to watch this. You'll see 3 green days overextended. This thing's gonna pull back at some point. Who knows? It could still continue up further, but you want to see if it's going to go up near $3 again. If it rejects anywhere below $3, this could be a great short. If it opens up and starts falling below 284, today's close, then it could be a short as well. So see if it goes up. If it breaks $3, or if it starts falling below today's close around 284 and falls, but this is definitely overextended, due for a pullback. But again, I'm trying to just discipline myself just to not look at those for right now. Again, I'm trying to ideally be not necessarily long-based or short-based, but just kind of more neutral and trading the best setups. That way I can do my best to help you guys moving forward, because obviously the market's bullish right now. So there's a lot of potential bullish plays, but then there's times for pullbacks during a bullish market, and then also when the market reverses. That's why it's super important to know how to short as well. So again, this is a potential. Keep this on your watch list for short at some point in the near future. Although I am going to put it on just simply to see if it does break that $3. So I'm going to put an alert around 298. What I have noticed a lot lately, especially being in a bull market, these ones that are going absolutely crazy still go like they still continued to keep going up, many of them. So just because it looks like it's a good potential short now, it doesn't mean it's going to. So I am definitely going to keep an eye on it just to see what happens. Watch for a break of $3 and a hold above $3 though. That's the most important thing. So let me just take a look at VERU over here. Okay, that's good. AVXL, I like that one. Let me take a look at DAS AVXL. Perfect. So AVXL will go on the watch list. You want to see it break above basically 437 there. Careful around 450. And then if it breaks 450, I actually want to see it break the shoulder area, that 460, that 460-ish area. So you'll see it's kind of like a head and shoulders. So I want to see it clear. I'd be very careful around right here. So you see left shoulder, head, and it's potentially going up to the right shoulder again. See if it can break 460. You know, but 438 to 460, that can be a potential decent move. Just be careful there. That's some heavy resistance. If it breaks that pattern, this thing can fly. That would be a break of a head and shoulders pattern. So you'll see again, left shoulder, basically a head, and potentially going up into a right shoulder again. Watch for it to break above. So AVXL might be a decent breakout. VCEL. Could potentially go. I mean, see kind of bull flag, might pull back. It's been riding a 13 EMA. Let me see if VCEL. Okay, perfect example. I knew it looked a little funny. You'll see S.5C, price increment, 5-cent increments. Don't like those. I don't like those at all. So I'm not putting it on. Perfect. MRNS. So this one, watch for a break of $6. Obviously, it has to break. So you'll see the 597 was in the pre-market. So I'm going to put a right there. I want to see it break $6. Market's been bullish. I'll put an alert around 597. Again, it's just more of just a visual. So keep an eye on it. See if it breaks above $6. Let's take a look on the weekly. Yeah, I mean, it's been really running. So, yep, MRNS. Again, you want to see it break above $6 because it's a whole dollar amount. That's a big deal. So anything, especially whole dollar amount, as well as half dollar, but even more importantly, breaking a whole dollar amount, even on a yearly high, that's a big deal. So if it goes up towards 596 and rejects and falls back down, that might be a nice short. Again, this thing can definitely come back at some point, but who knows? It might go another day or two before it falls. But that $6 is really key for the break. ARLZ. It's holding its highs. Let me look at ARLZ. Yeah, ARLZ might potentially, yeah, that one. I want to see it break 207. Be careful around 235, that 200 SMA. But if it breaks 207, that might potentially run. ARLZ. SITO. Nah, don't love it. Again, could still go up. Could really fall back down. If I was, again, I'm just taking a little break for right now with shorting for a period of time. So what I would do with this one is see if it goes and breaks 674. If not, if it falls below like 650-ish area, that could fall back down. Remember, the farther away price is away from that 13 EMA, it naturally wants to gravitate back down to it. It's just a matter of when. So the farther a stock gets away from the 13 EMA, the more, it wants to tend to pull back. But this thing could go up a couple days before it falls, but it's one to keep an eye on. You'll see it had quite a few green days right here, then pulled back, formed a flag here, one up. It can keep pulling back a little bit and keep going up. Doesn't mean it's going to completely fall back down. But you'll see here, it's finishing right around that 650 marker, which is a huge cup and handle. So it's either going to go up and break above or potentially fall back down. PMTS, nah, I just didn't like that one today. JAK, nah. TEUM, no. Just to give you an example, this looks like a wacky one, so I'd bet this is probably, when you see these crazy candlesticks, that's usually a 5-cent increment stock. So just let me show you here. I almost bet on it. JAKK, yep, S.5C, 5-cent increments. That's why I don't like these ones. They're just crazy sometimes. TEUM, no. Mark, nope. ARWR, potentially. Let's take a look here. So that finished right below $4. There is that gap, right? There is a gap up that needs to be filled at some point at 437. And let's take a look at, where did that, okay. Perfect. So you want to see this break. You'll see right around 402, it pulled back. So you want to see it break above 402. If it could break there, that might potentially run up, and then keep an eye on that gap up. That might want to fill at 437. See if it goes up and goes further or pulls back down. But that is one I definitely like, ARWR. Let me take a look over here on DOS. ARWR. Perfect. Yep, definitely like that one. AXTI. Like that one. That might be, this is another one that looks like, it looks too manipulated. It looks like a 5-cent one. Let me take a look at it. AXTI. Boom. So predictable. There we go. Don't like them. Not putting it on. I just don't like those manipulation. I don't like that. INUV. Nope. CEMP. Nope. KND. Don't love it. And watch this. KND, I bet you it's one. Yep. 5-cent increment. Yeah, that's why you gotta be careful of those. I don't like them. JONE. Nope. FOSL. That's a potential one right there. At a $0.50 amount, gap up potential to fill. You'll see right. I want to see it break. I want to see it break 967, which is the bottom of that gap. If it can break that 960, what is that, 967. That's where I would look to potentially get on that one. And then see, that could definitely have some room to run. So FOSL, again, it has to break up and go into the gap, and then be careful. Once it gets into the gap, it can get really wild, but it could also run really quickly, and this would be a nice breakout if it did do that. So FOSL, that's Fossil Watches, I guess, huh? Or whatever. I don't know if they still do watches, but let's take a look at a few more of these down here. Veru, VSL, or MRNS, CDXS. Yeah, but that looks like a 5-cent one. CDXS. Yep. SITO. Oh, we already saw that one before, Mark. USAT. APPS. This is a new high scanner. I keep forgetting. I apologize, guys. This new highs one is really important to have. Eventually, you just got to please send me a message on Facebook, like on Messenger. Please do a high scan video, because I forgot how I did this, because I've called Thinkorswim like probably a million times. So I probably created it by calling them in the past. So if you number one, send me a message on Messenger reminding me to make videos on these new highs and new yearly lows, because I just need to do that. Actually, let me see. Let me see if I can remind myself here. Well, just do me a favor, remind me to do one. But in the meantime, if you want to get it done sooner, just call Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade. They'll help you out on how to do it. I keep forgetting. TRST, don't like it. Look at that. That's just a mess. This is a mess. I don't like it, and I bet you it's a 5-cent one. TRST. Yep. Example. That's why I don't like doing this. Like, how do you trade these things? They're just crazy. NR. No, LRAD, another one. That's probably another one. All those crazy wick candlesticks, they get nutty. Let's take a look at that LRAD just to show you guys. I want you guys to just be trained to see this stuff where you can get really trapped. That one isn't. That's very weird. So actually, I guess this one isn't as bad. Now that I look it over here. On the daily, I didn't really like it as much. All those crazy wicks. I don't like that, per se. Some, obviously, they make sense. But there looks like there's just too many of them there. I don't like when I see stuff like that when they're all over the place. BDJ, no. And then new yearly lows. I'm looking at this for, as of right now, potential dip buy. But when I start shorting again, it would be either potential dip buy or continuation down. That is just crazy. That perfect example. When you see this, that's got to be a 5-cent one. WMIH. Yep, 5-cent increment. DEPO. Now this one might have found a base right above. Yeah. So this is the one right here. I don't know if I didn't see this one before, or if it didn't show up. Oh yeah, so this is why I like having these scans in there. Sometimes you'll find something like this. It didn't gain 5 cents on the day, 5 cents or 5% on the day. It was less than 4%. This is Office Depot. I think it's a slower kind of mover. You'll see it's kind of found a base, and it's looking to potentially break out right above that 13 EMA. But you'll see right over here, it didn't break that 608 the other day. I want to see it break that 60. I'm going to put one. I'm just going to put it at 610. 610, and I'm going to put an alert over there. If that can break 610, this one could potentially run. It could be a nice slow mover. You'll see it's hammered out a base right over here, and it's right below that 13. It still could fall, but you'll see it's gaining some momentum at the end of the day. It has a lot of volume. So Depot might be a decent one to potentially watch. DEPO. MUX. No. SGYP. Nope. Too crazy. USAU. No. AVP. No. PKD. Nope. GSV. Don't love it. SBGL, nope. ETRM, nope. GNCA. I mean, yeah, it's just too crazy to play that one. ROSG, nope. And AEMD, one's really been selling off. Nope. So that's it. That's the watch list for tomorrow, guys. Again, these videos are a little bit longer, but if I don't, it's kind of like I'm trying to jam a pack of content for you guys, like I've been saying. But if I don't, sometimes I'll make the watch list and then just go over it. So again, these are longer, but you're seeing exactly what I'm looking for, the support and resistance. I'm basically talking to myself and letting you guys hear it. When I do shorten the videos by 20 minutes or so, then I've already pretty much done the watch list and I'm just kind of showing it to you kind of quickly. But then, so you're losing some of the content, but then the videos are shorter. But at the same time, sometimes for me, it's kind of a pain because it takes me almost a half hour to do a watch list before I record it, and then another half hour or so to record it, and then another half hour to upload it. So it's just easier when I make the videos like this. So, and that way I can throw in extra tidbits when I see things or when something comes to my mind. So again, it's just helping you to look over my shoulder as to what I'm looking at. So again, guys, just take the next few minutes like I usually do at the end of each video, especially if you're new. We have a lot going on. We are the Bullish Bears. If you haven't joined our Facebook community yet, we have it titled Stock Market Community. So just come and join us over on Facebook. We call it Stock Market Community for a reason. It's more of a stealth reason for people that search for stock market. They end up in our group. We're basically the top rated group on Facebook right now for stock market, but we're technically the Bullish Bears. Our Bullish Bears on Facebook is our fan page. So make sure you come down here and like and follow our fan page just to stay up to date with updates and receive our trade ideas, watch list, and Benzinga news that we post every morning by 9 a.m. We get you a discount of 15% with trade ideas and 25% with Benzinga. These two tools are pretty pricey, but they're two of the best in the industry. So I only recommend getting them when you can start to afford it. But Trade Ideas is a live market scanner. It's really the best that's out there. Highly recommend that over pretty much anything. And then Benzinga, fantastic live news website that gets news even before it hits the scanner. So basically news will come out, people will see it on Benzinga, they'll get into a position, then it starts hitting Trade Ideas. So they both work and coincide really well together. So again, we have partnerships with them if you want to take advantage of those two partnerships that we have when you are able to afford it. But again, make sure you like and follow our fan page. But post any questions and stuff like you may have in the Facebook group, not on the fan page, because you'll get more people talking to you that way in the group. If you haven't been over to our website yet, head over to bullishbears.com. Make sure that you subscribe to our email list right here. We send out the watch list every night by email, as well as make sure that you follow us on social media here. You can like our fan page right over here. Follow us on Twitter. So we have our Twitter account over here, and then you can like and subscribe to our YouTube there. If you need more training, we have a couple $1,000s worth of free trading courses over here. We're not charging you. We kind of put a lot of the basics together to help you kind of get started. So make sure you take advantage of that, as well as join our trade room. We have an awesome trade room where we have well over 500 people in there now. Lots of people still waiting to get proof to get in there. We'll get to you guys, so please be patient. But we have a free trade room. Most people don't have free trade rooms, and actually most companies are charging at least $100 to $150 a month for their trade rooms. So as you can tell, if you do the math, $150 a month, or just even lower to $100 a month times 500 members is $50,000 a month. And I keep throwing that figure out to you guys, but I really guys want you to really grasp it if you watch our watch list videos. We're doing watch list videos every single night. Mostly, there's a day or two a week that I might miss them, but you're getting usually a watch list 4 nights a week, videos 3 to 5, 3 to 4 times a week, alerts set up to really get you basically set up. And again, most alert services and trade rooms combined together charge $100 to $150 a month for that type of service. And we're doing this all for free. So a lot of people say, oh, we'll donate when we can afford it and this and that. Well, we make it we are a contribution or a donation based company right now. So we're actually not charging for everything that we're doing right now, because ideally we want to have a different business model. We ideally don't want to charge membership fees, even though right now we could start charging $100 a month and become very wealthy pretty quickly doing it. But again, we're trying to do something different. We're trying to create a movement. We're trying to be like this donation-based community, really help to grow. Ideally, you want to become big enough where we can partner with big companies someday that would basically pay Tim, Dan, and myself to basically keep training you guys without having to charge you guys. I don't know if the model is going to work. We're kind of running off of faith right now, seeing if it will. But the only way that this will work, and I can't stress it to you guys enough, is that we need everybody to donate at least a little bit per month to help us to grow. So for those of you that say that you don't have enough money, or you're still learning, well, if you click on the contribute button, I'll show you right here. We have monthly donation options for as low as $10 a month. So we make it affordable for everybody. $10 a month is the cost of one trade per month. And not to sound disrespectful, but if you don't have $10 a month to donate, then you probably shouldn't be trading in the stock market. So again, we're leaving it in our members' hands whether they're going to donate. If enough people donate and continue the movement growing, then we're not going to charge membership fees. But if people don't donate, then eventually we're going to charge membership fees. That's just really kind of where it's at. So for those of you guys that do see our value and want to donate more per month, we have $50 and $100 monthly options right here. For those that are on a budget, $10 and $25 a month. But I'm just telling you guys right now, we are not getting the donations that many people think that we would be getting. It is frustrating at times because we're putting so much out there. So a lot of people will sometimes see, oh, it's free, and they kind of just take advantage, and they just take it for granted. But then we get like the days that we don't do a watch list or don't do a watch list video, we get people emailing us, hey, you're going to send it? You're going to send it? So we understand how valuable what we're offering it is. But in return, we're leaving it in your hands rather than charging you guys. We're saying, hey, listen, if everybody donates $10 a month, we'll be rocking and rolling. We'll be able to keep this thing going. But if, the donations don't keep coming through, then we're eventually going to, charge like everybody else will. So again, we leave it in your guys' hands if you want to keep it growing. We ideally want to keep it this way. So hopefully you guys appreciate and donate it. Donate. And again, we have merchandise over here. If you like our merchandise, we have a whole merchandise store with hats, zip-up hoodies, men's, women's, kids' clothes over there. Again, follow us over on Twitter. And last but not least, make sure that you click over here, Bullish Bears over on YouTube. You'll see, obviously, if you've been watching our videos, we're growing like insane here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell for notifications and take advantage of all the videos. Watch them, and hopefully they're helpful for you guys. We put a lot of content out there. So again, hopefully this video helped you, and we will see you in our community. Enjoy.